Hello and welcome to Kingsport Area Transit System, also known as CATS. On this program we are going to explore how the bus system works, about all the routes, how to read the schedules, and tips for traveling. Here is an example of a CATS bus stop. You will notice that the stop has a shelter with ample seating. CATS provides 16 sheltered stops around town for your convenience. Hey, it's a great place to get out of the weather. There are over 200 bus stops conveniently located around the city, so be sure to look for the CATS sign. You will notice that posted under each sign is the route number along with the schedule. This schedule will let you know when the next bus will arrive. Currently, there are 6 routes that cover just about the entire city. CATS operates from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Later in the program, we will go over each route and where it goes. What if you need to switch routes to get where you want to go? It's simple. You can transfer from one route to another by getting a free transfer pass from the driver. Transfers allow you to transfer to different routes at no additional cost. Let's take a look at an example. Jill boards the bus on Route 2 at Washington Apartments. She wants to go to Target on Route 4. To transfer, Jill rides on the bus as it continues its route to the transit office. Jill is issued a free transfer ticket to board Route 4 and continue to her destination. After shopping, Jill simply boards Route 4 back to the station, gets another free transfer, and boards Route 2 back to her apartment. CATS also provides a convenient way to get around town for bikers. To use the bike rack, first pull up the silver handle to lower the bike rack. Then lift your bike onto the rack, placing your front wheel in the designated area. Finally, secure your bike by placing the hook over your front wheel. The bike rack is great for anyone wishing to take their bike with them on our bus routes. One of the best ways to utilize this service is by taking a CATS bus over to the Greenbelt. Kingsport's Greenbelt is a nice trail that rides gently through the town and by the river. You can see some amazing scenery, and it's an enjoyable time for the whole family. In addition to the normal bus routes, CATS offers ADA paratransit service. This service allows anyone with a certified disability, whether it's permanent or temporary, regardless of age, to be provided transportation to any destination in the city for only $2 each way. Some additional zone charges may apply to certain areas. To qualify, you must reside in the city limits of Kingsport, be certified ADA eligible by a physician or nurse practitioner, be certified by CATS, and unable to ride the fixed bus routes. Once approved to ride paratransit, just call CATS the day before your trip, tell them when you want to be picked up and where you are going, anywhere in the city limits. If you are 65 years of age or older, you qualify for the CATS Dial-A-Ride service. With just 24 hours notice, you can make a reservation and the CATS driver will pick you up at your destination and take you wherever it is you want to go for only $3, and your companion can ride for free. Please be sure to have the correct fare or valid pass to board the bus. Remember, bus drivers cannot make change. Do not use profane language or excessive noise while on the bus. The use of tobacco products, alcohol, or eating and drinking is not allowed while on the bus. If you plan to shop and ride the bus, just remember there is a 2-bag limit per person. Finally, be sure to cross behind the bus as you exit. So how much does a great service like this cost, you might wonder? You can ride the bus anytime by just dropping $1 into the fare box. Senior citizens over 65 can ride for just 50 cents, and students with a valid student ID or kids under 18 always ride for free. Just be sure to have exact change, as our drivers cannot make change. Or you can save by picking up an express monthly pass. These passes are good for unlimited rides for an entire month. The best part is they're only $15 and they make a great gift. Route 1 begins at the Kingsport Transit Office. It then travels past the Kingsport Library onto Sevier Avenue to Holston Valley Hospital. It then travels on to Clinchfield Street, then on to Stone Drive. It continues until it reaches Teasel Drive, where it passes Tuscany Villas and Cobblestone Place. It then travels back to Stone Drive and over to Lynn Garden and on to Lynn Garden Community Center, where it then travels west on Virgil Avenue down to Model City Apartments. It then continues on to Walmart on West Stone Drive, where it then turns back down Stone Drive to the Model City Apartments. From there, back down Virgil Avenue until it reaches Lynn Garden and travels to the downtown Food City. It then continues on Canal Street by the IGA and then returns to the transit station. Route 2 begins at the Kingsport Transit Office. It then travels past the Kingsport Library to Watauga Street, where it stops at the Washington Apartments. It then continues on to Forest Street until it reaches the Kingsport Renaissance Theater, where it then turns onto East Center Street and then onto Waverly Road until it reaches the Garden Apartments. It then continues on to Fort Henry Drive and continues to Eastman Road and stops at Food City. It then continues on to Conorock Road and returns to Fort Henry Drive. It then travels to the Walmart on Fort Henry Drive, then returns back to Fort Henry and on to the Kingsport Town Center. It then continues back to Food City, Garden City Apartments, back to the Renaissance Center, and continues to Watauga Street, Washington Apartments, then it continues to the Kingsport Library and back to the transit station. Route 3 begins at the Kingsport Transit Office. It then travels to Shelby Street past the downtown parking garage where it continues to the Kingsport Library. It then continues on to Boone Street past Lee Apartments. It then crosses Center Street and continues on to Oak Street where it passes by Maple Oaks Apartments. It then continues on to Sevier Avenue and then to Food City. It continues on to the Kingsport Town Center and on to Memorial Boulevard until it reaches Center Street, then turns onto Center Street back to Eastman Road. It then turns right and continues on to Kmart. It then returns back to Eastman Road and continues till it reaches Food City. It then continues back down Sevier Avenue until it reaches North Wilcox. And past the Wilcox 1 Apartments. It then continues to the Riverview Community and V.O. Dobbins Center. Then returns back to Maple Oak Apartments, Lee Apartments, and returns to the transit station. Route 4 begins at the Kingsport Transit Office. It then travels past the Kingsport Library. It then continues on to Gibson Mill Road and then passes the Cloud Apartments. It then returns back to the Watauga Circle and on to Holston Valley Medical Center. It then continues on to Stone Drive, where it continues until it reaches Pine Brook Drive, where it passes the Dogwood Terrace Apartments. It then continues back to Stone Drive, then on to Brookside Drive, and continues to Indian Path Medical Center. It then continues to Kroger's, and then travels to Kmart. From Kmart, it returns to Stone Drive and turns right onto Stone Drive and down to Target. It then returns to Stone Drive and onto Bridgewater Lane, past Dogwood Terrace Apartments. Then it continues back down Stone Drive till it reaches Lynn Garden Drive. It then continues on to the transit station. Route 5 begins at the Kingsport Transit Office. It then travels down Main Street till it reaches Borden Village Park, then turns onto Lamont Street until it reaches East Center Street. It then travels down East Center Street, passes Dobbins-Bennett High School until it reaches Memorial Boulevard. It then travels to Stratford Road and passes Miller Village Apartments. It then continues on to Walmart on Fort Henry Drive. It then retraces back to Miller Village Apartments. It then travels to John B. Dennis Highway and travels to the IGA in the Meadowview area. And on to the Social Security office. It then continues on to the Meadowview Convention Center and then turns back onto Wilcox Drive to the Department of Human Services. It then turns left onto East Main Street past the Health Department and returns to the Transit Office. Route 6 begins at the Kingsport Transit Office. It then travels to the downtown Food City. It then travels down West Center Street to Netherland Inn Road. It then passes by the Richfield Circle and then continues down the Easley Court. It then returns back to Netherland Inn Road and continues on to West Stone Drive. It then turns left, passes the Allendale Mansion, and turns right onto University Boulevard and passes the Allendale Falls Apartments. It continues on to Lewis Lane and then returns to West Stone Drive, where it continues to Walmart on West Stone Drive. It then returns back to West Stone Drive and then passes Allendale Mansion, past the Allendale Falls Apartments. It then returns back to West Stone Drive, then on to Netherland Inn Road. It then continues to Ridgefield Circle, and then back to the transit station. NetTrans Route 3X begins at the Kingsport Transit Office. It then travels onto Center Street, passing by Maple Oak Apartments. It then continues on to Fort Henry Drive. It then passes by Fort Henry Walmart. It then continues on to Food City in the Colonial Heights area, and then continues on to Ingalls. It then determines if any passengers wish to travel to Johnson City. It then travels on to Johnson City Transit Hub. It then returns back to Ingalls, Food City, then on to Walmart, past Maple Oaks Apartments, and continues on to the transit station. We hope you've enjoyed this video and learned how the CATS bus system works. For more information, visit the CATS website at kingsporttransit.org or call 224-2613. Remember, next time take the bus and leave the driving to us.